it's that time again. Let me make sure I did all the little things, turned off my notifications, and get it set up over here so I can see your comments. All right. Happy Thursday. Here we go. Notifications. Turn that down. Get it set up over here. Oh my goodness. This has been a week of some of the worst brain fog I think I've ever experienced. I've been going to start one thing and then I'm sitting there and I realized I haven't even started it. Oh my goodness. But it's just, I won't blame it on menopause, but I'll attribute some of it to it. Oh my goodness. But I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. We are nice and hot here in Northern California. And today I'm going to be using some of our melts. They went to, the address was wrong, and so they got sent back to us. And of course, yes, they melted a little bit, but guess what? They're going to be just fine. They're like in chunks like this. So I just break them up and use them. So I'm opening up these bags today. I actually think I'm just going to use milk and dark today, but hello. Oh, your first time here, Rebecca. And your heart mold's coming. Good, because we are going to talk about the heart molds today because there is there's a little trick that I want to make sure everybody knows. But yes, thanks for coming. I actually really look forward to these lives. It's a time I can actually talk to people, not just be editing on my phone. So it's really great. And I love hearing where you're from. So thanks for some of you might have already started writing that. Okay, but no, if not, tell me where you're from because I love to hear where you're watching from. All right, so I've been seeing a lot of those videos where it's talking about A personality, B personality. I'm definitely B personality. And I think that's why I love like the creative side, but not like the editing side. Or I love the fact that I don't have to measure exactly right to do this kind of baking. I think that's what I love about making cake pucks. It's like throw it all together. Do you guys think you're A or B personality? Anyway, it's interesting. I see people posting about being type B and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm type B because I relate to everything they said. So welcome from West Virginia, Tracy. So, okay, well, we can get started. I'm just sitting here rambling a little bit, but okay, don't roll your eyes when you see what we're going to make today, because these have been one of my most popular cake pucks. I'm not even joking. They are so good. But we are going to do a little twist with this one. When I first made cake pucks back in 2023, some of the first videos I did were with these. And these ones are like one of the most popular flavors I ever make. People think they are like a homemade Kit Kat, or someone was like, is this peanut butter with like little Rice Krispie bits? Anyway, Missouri. Oh my gosh, I just saw. Oh, you guys, I love this. Florida, Mexico, okay, that was bad. Portland. I'm actually from Eugene, Oregon, is where I grew up. Missouri. Okay, I saw the funniest video about Missouri today. It was a guy who had just come back from Hawaii, and he was like, why would I want to stay in Hawaii when I can be home? And like, it was just funny because obviously Missouri's wonderful, but he was just talking about some of the heat going on there right now. My daughter lived in Missouri for 4 months. She was on a mission for our church and she loved it. So Canada, Texas, this is Lisa. I'm glad you made it. I'm going to figure out your email. I'm going to figure that out. Australia. Oh, Kelly, I am so sorry we don't ship internationally. Oh, you know, we might have to open another window of international shipping. We've done that in the past, but it's actually, so most of the international shipping we do is through Amazon. So they will ship internationally. In the past, we have done a thing where we opened up international shipping for 2 months and then people can order, but tariffs get crazy. It's not just black and white. So it is hard. I wish we could just ship to everybody, no problem. But that's something we can consider. I'm actually getting a lot of requests for doing that again. So, and it's hot and humid. Yeah, that's what he was saying about his video. It was so funny though. It was so funny. I should have, if I was even going to talk about it, I should have brought the link to share with you guys because it's so funny. Okay, Massachusetts. I love it. You guys, this is so awesome. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing and then we really will get going. Can you tell I don't get out much? I'm just enjoying chatting with you guys. When we first started selling our molds, we had like a little chart and we were just watching, like to see, because it was exciting for us to see all the different states they were going to. And the last state, there was a holdout. Took a while for anyone in this state to order our molds. I'm curious if you can guess what it is. There's not a reason for it that I know of. But we just kept watching for it. And when it finally hit, we were like, yes! It was Rhode Island. I don't know why. It just was. So anyway, okay. Let's get down to this. So I'm going to show you, and keep leaving your comments and your questions if you have any. I love it. I love it. And I will try to answer them as they come in. Okay, and I'll try not to get too distracted and focus on what we're doing. So let's do this. These come together so fast. And I thought, and you can just do them straight like this. What is kind of fun about these oatmeal cream pies is that they actually aren't super sweet. They're not, their oatmeal is really strong. The oatmeal is strong with this one. Oh my gosh. My mind just went to how would Yoda actually say that? Let's focus. Okay, so they're not overly sweet, which is really nice. And they're soft and bind together without having to add anything. So let's do it. I'm going to show you really quick. I'm just going to grab my mixer here. Slide it up. And just for fun today, I wanted to do a little twist. And actually just add a little pop of flavor. And so I did some freeze-dried strawberries and added them. And it's really yummy. It's just super yummy. Oatmeal with the strawberry. It's just a really delicious mix. All right, there we go. I like to use this beater, whichever kind of mixture you're using. It just helps get everything instead of the paddle. The paddle takes longer to get the chunks to break up. So I'm gonna put that on. And one box of 12 made about 12 regular size cake pucks. It would make 24 mini cake pucks. And also, I realized today, I wasn't sure. I was like, are the heart molds and the originals actually the same size? Are they are they the same volume? And I took the center out of the regular mold and pressed it into the heart mold, and it was exactly the same. So the volume is the same. I have a little bit of a feeling, but I don't know why this would make sense. I feel like they take a tiny bit more chocolate to cover, but I feel like the volume's the same. So you're getting about the same amount with your heart as you are with your original. Okay. I really don't need to do the whole box, but let's just do it. I won't obviously make you sit here and watch while I scoop them all, but we'll do a few because I already have some that are done in the fridge, but I like to show you the process. That's what's fun about it. Okay, so I'm gonna tilt it up so you can see what's happening. And at this point, I'm not worried about the lid because they're so soft, so I'm just gonna turn it on for a minute. Okay, we only had 2 flyaways. That's not too bad. So now you could see, you could make them exactly like this. When I pull a little bit out, I have a really soft cookie that will hold its shape when I gently squeeze it together. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So do you see how quick that was? Now all you would have to do is just scoop this and you're ready to go. But let's add a little more flavor. So this already has strawberry in it because I did a practice one before we came on here. So I'm taking my little mini food processor. I love this one. It's like the perfect size. Okay, Brian. Yes, good question. We're actually working on the company Daisy Makes. I reached out to them in the beginning and was like, hey, I need some kind of a press that will do these things. And they came up with the design for the puck press. And I could not be more thrilled about it. I actually sent them a heart mold so that they could design one for the heart mold. But I think we're not going to make it as complicated because we want to make it a little more cost effective to get a heart press. And I think we're just going to do it in the shape of the heart mold so that you can do layers. But it probably won't have an inside that twists out like the other ones do, because you can use those ones if you want to do a circle in the middle, right, to do a filling. So I think we are going to do a heart-shaped press, but it will hopefully be less expensive. We're trying to keep it cost-effective, and then also it will work really well to do layers in your cake pucks. So that's what we're looking at. So, because it wouldn't make sense to have like a heart-shaped center, because when you cut it, you're not going to even see the shape of it. You know what I mean? So you can use your regular cake pucks presses to pop out the middles if you want to do a filling. So, but if you have any thoughts on that or comments about that, we're open to suggestions, because it's still in the, if I wasn't type B, I would have already had them make it so that we could have launched it at the same time, but that would have taken more brain power than I obviously had. Okay, so for the whole box of these Oreo cream cookies, Oreo cream pies, but they're like cookies, I did about 3/4 of a cup of freeze-dried strawberries. And I don't know if there's anything better than freeze-dried fruit. I love it so much. Okay, I've told my husband we should buy a freeze dryer, but he said it's probably cheaper if you just buy the freeze-dried fruit. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna turn it on for a minute. All right, got a nice little powder there, and I'm not doing it so that it's super, super fine. See how there's still some little pieces in there? I kind of like that, because they're not big enough that you're gonna have like a chew, like a big piece of strawberry to bite, but you'll have the little burst of flavor. So now, I'll get this out of the way. So 3/4 of a cup of freeze-dried strawberries makes about 1/2 cup of actual strawberries once it's blended. So I do about 1/2 cup of, and I'll show you. So this is a 1/4, well, it makes 1/2 cup. So, because it goes down just a little bit. Now, there is going to be a little bit of powder as I mix it in, but it's not bad. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it around. I tried a little less strawberry, but because the oatmeal flavor is strong, I ended up doing a little bit more. Because I really wanted to get that strawberry in there. Another thing you could do, which would be really yummy, is just do the plain oatmeal and then pop out the center and then do a strawberry buttercream using the freeze-dried strawberries, or like strawberry flavored whipsy or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, now it's gonna look more crumbly. Oh, thanks, Anita. I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. And it is, I mean, there's so much information when it comes to pucking that it's fun to just be able to talk it instead of a 30-second video, right? So now it is a little more crumbly because I added all that powder, but it still is holding its shape really, really well. And you guys, so yummy, right? Like with the oatmeal and the strawberry, like it's really, really good. Okay, so pop that off. And we'll just do a couple, because last time I felt like I kept you guys too long because it was like because we were doing so many things. I'm going to try to keep this a little more concise, but it's just so many things to talk about. All right, so now I'm going to just grab my small molds, and we'll do a heart one, and let's do a regular size. Okay. So, and I've got my scoop. No, I don't. I used it and then I washed it. Hold on 1 second. Okay. My handy dandy scoop. And all my tools, I know I tell you guys this all the time, but all my tools that I use, like that little processor, my scoops, are on my Amazon link page, and it's also linked in here if you want to look through and see the tools that I use. I also have my mat nice and warmed up. It's right here ready to go, because once I melt my chocolate, I'm going to set it there so it'll stay melted while I'm finishing up, and then after the live's over I can use it and keep and finish up what we don't finish here. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this, okay, and if you think about it, you've got the strawberry, right? And the strawberry is a fruit, right? So even though it's freeze dried, when you combine it with the cookie, it's gonna get a little bit sticky, which is gonna work to our advantage. It's not super sticky or anything, but it's enough that it's really gonna help it bind even better. So which is awesome. But when you first go to scoop it, it's a little bit. It is a little bit crumbly, so you are kind of pressing this in. We'll do a heart one real quick. And right now I'm just using my regular puck press to just press it in. And the regular puck press works great if you're just trying to like press the filling in. It's when it comes to doing layers or different things, that's where it's a little bit tricky because it doesn't quite fit in there. But so now I'm just pressing that. Got it in. Let's do it the right side up. Look at he's so cute. All right, and then we'll do, just showing you the process. We're gonna do this in, and see it is a little crumbly. So I'm kind of being careful as I scoop it in so it doesn't go everywhere. And even as I'm pressing in, I'm not like mashing as hard as I can, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm filling up the mold, but I'm not making it bulge, you know? So I'm not trying to make it like bulge out over the underneath, right? So here we go. You guys want to see the experiment I did? I'll show you. When I was wondering, like, are they the same size? Like, is the heart mold and the regular mold exactly the same size? So I did this. I filled this up, made sure it was nice and level. And you can always use your scraper. If it's a little too high, you can always use your scraper and just like cut it, scrape it so it's flat, because you want to make sure it's nice and flat. So I've got this. So I took my center out and I was like, let's see if it really fits in here just right. So I just kind of put it apart like that. And I use this to kind of push it in. And I was like, yep. These are literally like the same. So now we know. Someone actually just asked that question over on our Cake Puckers group. Does anybody know the difference in the size? So now we know. All right, so how about order should we do this? Let's do, what I'll do, so I'll put these in the fridge, and these set up really fast, and I already have some that have set up, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you the second one we're doing, so we can just do this process and then we'll dip them at the same time. So this is the first one. This is the oatmeal cream pies that we mixed with strawberries that were dehydrated. And honestly, you could do raspberries. You could do whatever you want, because so many things go well with oatmeal, right? You could do apple. You could do, I don't know. I mean, so many options. Too many options. All right. Actually, I'm just gonna set this over here. Now, let me just put this in a container. And then I'm gonna just use my same mixer to do the Nutty Buddy ones. And in the past, when I've done the Nutty Buddies, I didn't add anything to them. I just did it straight. But this time I added a little bit of the peanut butter, and Trader Joe's has a peanut butter that's kind of more, it's like a spread. And I added that, and I think I like it better. It's so creamy, and it's so good. All right, so let me get this all done. Get this out of the way. I'm glad you can't see what all the rest of my kitchen looks like. Okay, let me just wipe this out. Done. All right, let's pull that mixer up again. Actually, I'll just put it right on top here. While I'm doing that, let me see if there's any questions. Oh, I know, Brian, it's so true. That's part of why I put the whole box in there. I'm like, they're just gonna sit here for us to eat, but they are so good. And I'm not gonna lie, I have 2 more boxes over there, so. They are so good. And I especially like that they're not like so sicky sweet. Okay, so, let's see, any other questions? Okay. I just have, because I made a bunch of these this week, I just have a few, but that's okay. You can do as many or as little as you want. So let's just throw those in there. I kind of break them up just a little bit to give my mixer some help. And sometimes I'll like chop them just a little bit just chop them just a little bit before I mix it too, just to help get that mix going. Because they have that peanut butter filling, they have that chocolate coating that's so soft, like they really don't have to have anything as a binder. So if you want to just do them just like this, you can. But I found that adding that little bit of peanut butter really kind of took them next level, I think, so. All right, so I'm gonna add those in. Wash my hands off. Get my bread. Okay. So I'm going to put those in. And for this one, I definitely like to use this because they will jump around a little bit. I'm also going to chop them just like this a little bit. Give a little heads up. I mean, you really probably could just do these in a bowl with this is just easier. Okay, so I've chopped them up a little bit. Now I'm going to put this on. All right. All right, there's still some pretty big chunks in there. But you guys, I mean, this comes together so fast. I'm always a little hesitant to overmix because I don't like it mushy, but you could just let it go longer depending on the texture. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab, and again, this is kind of also just to your taste. So this is the peanut butter spread. And the reason it's a little different than regular peanut butter is because my daughter and I noticed it's peanuts, but it also has a little powdered sugar and a little oil and sea salt. So it's just a little bit like, but I didn't know. Let's see, if I didn't know those things were in it. I mean, it tastes like a really creamy peanut butter, right? So it's just yummy. All right, so now I'm gonna take a spoon of it. Let's do about that much. And remember, this was only 4 packs of Nutty Buddies, so I'm gonna add that in. We're just trying to add just a little bit of like creamy texture. Let's do that. Go. Yeah, and see, it's even though it still looks a little crumbly, do you guys know the secret? You know the key? If it holds its shape when you press it together gently, because we're not looking for Play-Doh texture. We're looking for crunchy, yummy deliciousness that will kind of melt in your mouth. So I think we are good. This is as much as I want to mix it. So clean my station here just a little bit. Now this, try not to eat this on its own. Try not to just eat this out of the bowl because this is really, really yummy. Get that off. Slide this out of my way. Okay. Now, got this here. I'm just gonna take that out. And I'm just gonna scoop it into the same molds we were already using because I can. So I'm just gonna show you how it scoops. And then I'll pull the ones out of the fridge that I already did. So I've got my same size scoop. And you can see, look at that. It's still got a lot of texture, right? And press that there. You do kind of want to press it in so you kind of make sure there's not any big gaps between like the pieces of the, you know, the cookie. So I'm kind of spreading it and pressing it a little bit as I go. There you go. So you got that. Let's do a heart. This would work exactly the same for the minis. In fact, I think I did make some minis with this as well. And if you really, like I said, we are working on the heart mold, but if you really are wanting to get in there and you already have our other presses, the mini puck press does fit in to those little heart corners really well. But so really, I mean, you could make do if you have the other presses. You really probably don't even need to buy a heart press, but it is nice. It will be nice to be able to just press in and have it level and even. So that'll be nice. All right. There we go. All right. So now that we've done these, give me a sec. I'm going to wash my hands and then we'll pop out the ones that are already cold. 1 second here. Actually, really don't like when my nails get long. I'm going in to get them short, which is really how I prefer to roll. All right, clean up the workstation just a little bit. I'm gonna clean this off because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use the middle part. Ty, is that Dad? You get the dogs. Hey, oh hey, just get the dogs. There we go, hi. So I've been using the middle part of my puck press to press them into the chocolate. So that's what I've been using and it's been working great. We kind of, see, this is why I would love your input because we kind of figure people who are buying the heart molds have already been using the cake puck molds and so they might already have a puck press. So what can we do to streamline product, right? So, all right, here are the cold centers. This is similar to the ones we just made. So here's a regular, let's pop it out. Oh yeah. So look, you can see all those pieces of strawberry in there. These are gonna be so yummy, so good. So we've got those. Just pop those out really quick. And then here are some hearts that I did before. I'm gonna press these out like that. And obviously the hearts are not circular, right? So I try to just make sure I'm giving pressure evenly. I'm not just like only pushing up on one side. So when you pop them out, you've got that shape like that. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. They're so cute. Okay, get these out of the way and I'll pop out a couple of these. And look at, you can see all the texture in there. So good. So good. Okay, throw these out of the way. So let's get ready and we'll dip a couple of these. And then I'll show you what it looks. I have some that are already dipped, but I always get the feedback that you guys like seeing the dipping process. So we'll do this together. I'm gonna put these back in the fridge because I don't want them to start to get soft. And then, all right, I'm gonna do dark chocolate for the peanut butter one, I think. And I've got some dark chocolate. I told you that this is from a bag that had melted when it got returned to us anyway. So I'm just taking the chunks, putting them back in here. These melts are made to re-melt. So I'm gonna put them in the microwave for a minute. And then I think I'm gonna do milk chocolate for the oatmeal You really could do any, like chocolate chip oatmeal. I don't know, do you guys think milk or white? It's not the last puck I will ever make. So it's not the biggest decision I will ever make, but it's still, I think I'll do milk. Okay. Unless you guys are yelling at me about an opinion. Okay. Close that. You guys, you want to see how many cabinets I have open? I have this one open. I have these ones open. This is my family comes home and they're like, Mom has been there. I thought it was just me. I thought I developed the habit of leaving drawers open and cabinets open from carrying a baby on my hip. But then I realized my brothers do it too. So it's not just that I don't have the baby excuse. What happened to us in our childhood that we just think we don't have to close our cabinets? It is a thing. It is so funny. So anyway, that's so funny. All right, I'm gonna take these ones out and I'll show you where they're at. So closing the microwave for you. All right, look at this. So this is after 1 minute. So I'm gonna kind of just mix it around. I don't know if you can even really see what I'm doing. I always like to give it a minute just to melt on its own as much as it can before I put it back in the microwave. And because I know someone is gonna ask, these bowls are from Orson Gigi. It's gygi.com. I just love their bowls. I'm sure they order them from China somewhere, but I've not found ones that hold the heat like this and that are so thick and durable. Okay, so you see how I've mixed it as much as I can? I'm gonna scrape the chocolate off the spoon and put it in for 30 more seconds. And then I'm gonna put a piece of parchment on my warming mat so that I can set my tools over here. So you can see I can just set my tools here and then the chocolate on them will stay soft. So then as soon as these come out of the microwave, I'll put the milk in. So looks like we will be doing, we'll do the peanut butter ones first because I have the dark chocolate going. Okay, so I've got my larger puck press. Got the large, can I get my words right? I've got my large mold and a tray and a press to press it in. All right, now it's been in there, another 30 seconds. Just gonna stir, yeah, and we're golden. Here we go. Whatever chocolates you're using, you want to make sure that you thin them out. If you're not using Benty melts, a lot of melts just need a little bit of Crisco or coconut oil. You really want them to be thin so that they come up over the sides of your cake puck. That's the key to making sure you get those edges covered. Well, can't stop, won't stop saying that. I also would just sit here probably for 20 minutes doing this. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna take my 2 tablespoon measuring spoon. Gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I thought I had everything out. Nope, I don't. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. And you can eyeball it or pipe it with a piping bag, just half full. You can do whatever works for you. Okay, so, and I also, sorry, let me get my centers out. Okay. So I've got my Nutty Buddy centers right there. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons and just put it right here. Give it a little tap. Then I'm gonna take my heart and put it in, and you can kind of guide it straight with your puck press. So it's a little bit over here, so I'm just gonna use it to center it as I press it in and let the chocolate come up over all the sides. Okay, Do a quick wipe on that so the chocolate doesn't start hardening on there. And then I'm just gonna take my scrapers. Yeah, do that, make sure it gets covered. And then go this way. And then scrape it off. I like putting this on a sheet on my mat as well. Just keeps the chocolate from starting to harden, then you have to scrape it off, all those things. But look, ta-da! Isn't that cute? Okay, let's do 2 more. I wish you guys were here that I could send some of these home with you because I've got a lot of these. I made a bunch for my launch of the heart molds because they're so easy to make and they're so delicious that our friends and neighbors all love them. But I would give them to you if you were here. You can see little air bubbles coming up. All right, let's do this. Need just a little more chocolate. There we go. All right. There's those ones. Now, I'm gonna set this on my mat because we're done with the dark chocolate for the moment. And now let's do our milk chocolate. Oh, I forgot to put it in. You guys, you didn't remind me to put it in while I was doing that. All right. Put that in for 1 minute. Take a drink break. How are you guys doing? Okay. Yes, I know. It's so okay. The mini heart mold, you guys. The minute I got these in my hands, I said, we need a mini. Because can you even imagine how cute they would be? I'm almost like, should we have done a mini first? But we're doing all this on our own. We couldn't afford to do both at the same time. We've got to sell some of these and then do another shape. But I definitely told my husband, we need to start thinking about a mini mold, a mini heart mold right away, because can you even imagine how cute those would be? I also think though, these are really cute to serve with just the mini cake pucks, because then you have a little bit of variety in shape and size. So I think that's really cute too. But yes, right now, the idea for a mini is there, but it has, that process is probably going to be, it seems like every time we try to do a new mold or new shape, the process ends up being about, 9 months long. Kind of like having a baby. Oh my goodness. All right. So our milk is done in the microwave. Well, not quite done. Let's stir it. So these were just the regular discs that weren't already a little bit melted, but it takes about the same amount of time. So I'm just stirring them up really good. Making sure you scoop from the bottom. All right. All right, I'm gonna put them back in. I think I only need about 20 seconds. I'm gonna put them back in for 20 more seconds. Let me get out my coconut strawberry one. That's the oatmeal strawberry. Get the regular size. I need another tray. All right. Let's see, was that long enough? Let's stir it up. I think I need just a few more seconds. I've got, well, maybe not. Let me stir for just a second. Because they're nice and warm. I like to stir longer rather than just put them back in the microwave. There we go. Still see a few little chunks, but if we just stir for 1 second, they'll be gone. All right. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to use the same scoop because I don't care if there's a little bit of a swirl in there of dark chocolate. That will just be pretty. In fact, let's do a little bit on purpose. Let's put a little bit of dark chocolate in there since we have it. I'm going to scoop. Put that in. And the same thing, I'm just gonna take my cold center and I'm gonna just press it in till the chocolate comes up over all the sides. I'll top it out. Is that up high enough? Yep. I'll grab my scrapers. I'll cover it. There we go. So good. All right. So these set up really, really nicely. These set up so well that you're not going to have any problem dipping them in your chocolate. Just don't let fuzz get on them. Okay, since we've done that with both kinds, let's just skip ahead to the fun part and pop out some of the ones I already made. All right, so where are my, oh, here they are. All right, this is the fun part. Okay, all right, the bowls are from gygi.com. Gigi is how they say it. It's Orson Gigi, but their website is just gygi.com. If someone wants to type that in the chat, that would be great. And then I just go to their website and type in silicone bowls and they pop out. So, and they pop up and then you pick your size. I can't tell you the exact size of these, but I use the black and the gray the most. This one, does it say? No, it doesn't say on it, but you'll be able to recognize. They have a white one that's really big. Anyway, you'll be able to look at the sizes. Okay, here we have these ones are the oatmeal, coconut. You get that. Let's cut one open right away. See what it looks like. Okay. My goodness, it's kind of hot in my kitchen. I kind of want to turn on the air. Let's see. All right, let's cut that open. Oh yeah. So you're gonna get those strawberry bits, the oatmeal, and it's not gonna be overly sweet. Well, let's see. Because you already have the chocolate. The cookie's nice and chewy. Yeah, that is really good. I really like the strawberry in there. But again, you could do it without the strawberry. I'm sorry I'm eating in front of you, but I hadn't tried those yet. All right. Now there's something I want to show you with the heart molds. Kind of the same thing I was saying when I was popping out the centers. I want to make sure that I give because like with these ones, with the regular ones, I could just like pop it out. I guess I kind of did use both hands though. I can pop it out and it's fine, right? But with these ones, we actually really made sure our molds are really high quality. So these aren't super flimsy molds. They are supporting your cake back. They're gonna last for a long time. So what you wanna do is put 2 thumbs on the sides of your heart like that, and then use the middle finger and ring fingers and to pop it out. So let's do the corner one. So I'm just putting it on both sides and popping it out like that. And you can pop it out. Look how cute. You guys, these are so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm biased. I know I'm biased, but they are so cute. Yes. Oh, thank you for answering. 2 tablespoons of chocolate for the regular and the mini. For the regular and the heart mold. 2 tablespoons. And the mini mold takes 1 tablespoon. Oh my goodness. Yep. This is the dark chocolate. My husband doesn't like dark chocolate, but he likes this dark chocolate, which tells you it's probably not, it's not 72%. We'll just say that, but it's really, really yummy. Oh, it's so good. Okay, let's cut one of these open. This is the Nutty Buddy with a little bit of peanut butter. Oh, and I could hear it crunch when I cut it open. So you've got all that flakiness. These actually really kind of melt in your mouth. These are so good. The 2 tablespoon scoops, I get them on Amazon. And if you go to the link here or on my website, I have the bottom of the page, just my Amazon link. So I just order it on there. They're not expensive. That's also where I get the, I just love this little set of spatulas because it comes with like a set of 7 because it fits really perfectly right in there to get all the chocolate out. So you guys, we did have to heat up our chocolate in the microwave. But other than that, we did not turn on our ovens to make these really, really yummy cake pucks. So, and what I also love about these is how quickly both those different insides set up. So that is really fun. Okay, well, we did it. 45 minutes. All right. So if you guys have any other questions for me, I'm just looking through. Okay, good. Well, I'm really glad you showed up. It would be no fun to do this if nobody was here. So if you're watching this on the replay, I'm glad you're here. And happy pucking. Okay, I will talk to you soon.